Hello and assalamu alaikum. Welcome to today's video. So today video is about 12 mistakes you should avoid if you are going for Hajj and Umrah. And inshallah, hopefully this video will be useful for you because there would be very useful tips and some things to avoid during Hajj. So let's go on with it. Number one, pushing and fighting. Although we know that it's a holy journey and we intend not to fight or push anyone, but unfortunately this is something which happen when you are in the mataf area on the ground floor of around the Kaaba, and this is quite often which happen, as you can see in the picture as well, one of the pictures which I have shown, because everyone who has gone for Hajj or Umrah would like to kiss the black stone. So there is a lot of crowd and everyone is trying to touch the black stone, kiss the black stone. So there is a lot of push and pull happening over there, as you can see from the picture. Similarly, um, people like to go to the multazim. And what is multazim? Multazim is the area between the black stone and the door of Kaaba, which you see where actually this guard is standing. So this place is called multazim, and it is a sunnah basically to lean and put yourself with the multazim area, because the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam put his chest and his body along this part of the Kaaba. So that's why you see lots of people touching the gate actually, but in essence the multazim is between the black stone and the gate of the Kaaba, and this is a sunnah that you should put yourself just beside it. But because of the crowd it might be very difficult, and based on the season that you are going, it would be impossible to do that. And if you want to do that, then you will need to push, you need to make space, and it would be very difficult. Similarly, the other thing which gonna be happening is to touch Kaaba. So instead, because here it is too crowded, maybe you would like to touch the Kaaba or the Ghalaf Kaaba, the cloth of the Kaaba, Kiswa, from any other direction, and maybe you're gonna be pushing the people from due to that. Another thing, pray in Riyazul Jannah. If you know that in Riyazul Jannah, which is in Medina, and which is considered a part of Jannah, because as per the hadith of the Holy Prophet, the area between his house and the mimbar, that's called Riyazul Jannah. And now the Saudi government has created basically a permit in order to go to Riyazul Jannah, but in spite of that, some people are fighting sometimes, are trying to fight with each other who will be praying at which location, because there is also one particular pillar in Riyazul Jannah for which I think so it's called pillar of Aisha, or pillar of Fatima, sorry, I've forgotten. But as per that, the Holy Prophet said, it's a Sahih Hadith, that the Holy Prophet said that if you know that location in Riyazul Jannah, that you will be having a poll between you, that who should be praying next to that. And later on, after the Holy Prophet passed away, it was told that this is the location, and now it is mentioned on the pillar. So that's why, like, people try to sometimes push each other in order to pray in that area. Also, to say salam to the Holy Prophet, there in the crowded season it would be very crowded, and to Rosa Rasul, people like to stay longer, people like to pray longer, and of course there can be a hassle in that one as well. One hadith which I have mentioned here is so that you remember when you are going for Hajj and Umrah in general, that someone asked the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam whose Islam is the best. Basically, he's asking who is the best Muslim, and the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, one who avoids harming the Muslim with his tongue and hand. So please remember that you are going on a holy journey, and of course everyone envies and wants to touch the Kaaba or the black stone and kiss it, but please respect others and see if it is possible or not. Number two, fighting with guards. So of course we know that there are lots of gods, and as you can see in this picture, and sometimes they restrict the entry of the people in particular areas, they restrict the people to come near to the Kaaba or to the black stone, and they are stopping you, and some people try to uh, pass them or run away from them in order to touch the Kaaba. So please try to cooperate with them, because they are performing their duty and they are trying to make sure that the crowd is managed in a proper manner and no one gets hurt. because they are not doing something which they want, that they are not doing from their personal selection to stop you or refrain you from touching the Kaaba or coming near to you. So please comply with them and agree to them and do as they are guiding you. And this can be to go to in Mataf area, because Mataf area is the ground floor of Kaaba, which you see right now, and this is the Mataf area. And as per the new ruling, only the people who are in the state of Ihram and have the Umrah permit are allowed to go in the Mataf area. Otherwise, if you are in normal clothes, you won't be allowed to come on the ground floor. You will be sent to the first floor, second floor, or the roof. So if it happened, please understand this is their new policy and you need to comply with them. The other thing is to touch the black stone, which I already mentioned as part of the previous one. If, like in this picture right now, if they have stopped people to touch it, please again comply with them. To go to Riyazul Jannah when you are in Medina, understand that, because then the app is there. So understand, do make the booking through the app, Nusuk app, in order to get the permit for Riyazul Jannah, or ask your tour operator if you're going with them for Hajj or Umrah to get the permit for you, and only go during the time which is allocated to you. The next thing and the last thing is to spend more time in Riyazul Jannah, because Riyazul Jannah, everyone wants to pray lots of nafil there, because praying a namaz over there, it's equivalent as if you have prayed in the Jannah itself. So everyone wants to spend more time, pray lots of nafil. But again, if the a guard over there is asking you to leave now Riyazul Jannah so that new people can come, so please be considerate and comply with them. Okay, next thing is touching black stone or Kaaba in Ihram state. So this is important, and there is a conflict among the scholar. So I think so it's better that you listen and ask your scholar, whoever you follow, or the ulama which you follow, because the thing is that in the state of Ihram, everyone knows that you should not be putting fragrance on your clothes. You can put the fragrance before you do the niyyah for Ihram, before that, after taking a bath, and even after wearing the ihram. But before doing niyyah, it is a sunnah to put the fragrance and perfume on yourself and on your ihram. But after you have done the niyyah of Hajj or Umrah, then you are not allowed to put or come near to any fragrance thing, whether it's a fragrance soap, shampoo, lotion, so anything. So what we know, as you can see in the picture, that Hajr Aswad is always a fragrance or an ither is basically put on Hajr Aswad and all around the Kaaba, and or even on the Kaswa, which is the cloth of Kaaba as well. So if you are in the state of Ihram, and as per the new ruling of Saudi, only the people who are in the state of Ihram are allowed to go in the Mataf area. So which means basically you should not be touching the Kaaba or the black stone. It becomes impossible. But for that one, I again will ask you that please ask your scholar that what should be the new ruling or what should be the way, because there is conflict among the scholars. So majority of them say that you should not be allowed. Yes, what you can do is that after you have done, if you are have gone for Umrah and you have like done the tawaf and sa'i, and after that basically once you have completed everything, then after you have completed your Umrah, maybe you can go and try to touch the black stone, kiss the black stone. Number 4, don't look at Kaaba during Tawaf. So all the scholars, actually what I have found, what I have researched are, um, are common on this point, that you should not be looking at Kaaba constantly during the Tawaf. You can look at the Kaaba or glaze at the Kaaba only to see where have you reached, have you completed your round, which circle have you completed, what corner are you, just to make sure the direction. Otherwise, you should not be constantly looking at Kaaba during the Tawaf state, because it's not as per the ruling or as per the etiquettes of doing the Tawaf. Instead, you should be focused, you should have lower your gaze, and you should be reading the du'as, you should be remembering Allah, and you should not be constantly looking at Kaaba. If once you have completed the Tawaf and you are sitting down, or you are doing you are not you have completed the Tawaf, after that you can look at Kaaba. There is no harm in that. But during the Tawaf itself, when you're doing the 7 circles, don't keep constantly looking at the Kaaba. Number 5, picking something which fell. So there are 2 points in this one. Number one, look at the picture over here, and if you're going in a peak season, it will be very crowded over here. So number one thing, if something fell which was your, like your mobile phone or your money or something which you had in your hand and it fell down, or maybe the tasbih which you are using to count the rounds around the Kaaba and it falls down, because of the crowd and everyone is doing in a circle, you will be constantly pushed. Many people have told me that during the peak season you are not doing the tawaf yourself, people are making you to walk in circle because everyone is pushing each other. So if this is the case and you're supposed tasbih fell on the ground or the counter fell on the ground, please don't try to pick it up, because if you try to do, you might get fall down or you might get squished because the people at your back does not know. And there can be a very chaotic situation if someone fell on the ground due to this thing. And you can even in the worst scenario, not, like I don't want to say that, but can really get hurt about with this as well. So don't try to pick anything if something falls on the ground, so be careful about that. Number two, if you are in Makkah or Medina in normal state as well, if you find anything valuable on the ground, don't try to pick it up, whether it's money, whether it's wallet, whether it's mobile. It is usually not allowed to pick it up, and you should not be, especially in the state of Ihram, you are not allowed to pick as well. So that's why refrain from that. If there is anything, you can let the guards know and they can pick it up themselves, and will find whoever the owner is. But don't try to be a hero and try to pick the things up from the ground. Number six, using mobile extensively. Of course, like a relationship in the modern era of a person with a mobile is very strong. We need our mobiles more than anything else in the world right now. But and of course, the affiliation we have, and we want to save our memories. The usage of mobile, like it's depending on you and your scholar and your school of thought. I would let it be decided on you, but what I would say is that refrain from too much usage of mobile when you are in Kaaba or even in Medina as well, to click too many pictures, to making constantly videos, or making like making an audio call or showing your family during the, especially the during the tawaf, or if, or especially if the people are very near to you, because you will not be only wasting your valuable time in making the video, but also you might be causing disturbance for other people who are doing ibadah and getting distracted because of your video, or getting, they don't want to be in your video and they are trying to avoid. So be careful about that, especially in the holy place. I know I make my videos myself as well, but honestly I will try to avoid making too many videos over there. Yes, once you have done the umrah, or once you have completed the tawaf, if you want to click some pictures, yes, do click them, but try to make it embarrassment, or try not to make it awkward for the people surrounding you. Okay, so focus on ibadah, spend the time wisely, and stop making the videos constantly or taking the pictures. Number seven, talking aloud at Rosai Rasul. So in this regard, there is a saying in the Holy Quran, Surah Hujurat, ayah number 2, O believers, do not raise your voices above the voice of the Prophet, nor speak loudly to him as you do to one another, or your deed will become void while you are unaware. So basically, if you make loud, if you talk aloud in Masjid Nabawi around the Roza Rasul, basically this hadith means that you will not be aware, and your good things will be um, taken away from you, the good deeds will be taken away from you. So it is disrespectful, and also there is, it's kind of a sin, I would say. It's not exactly a sin, but your good deed will be taken away from you if you are talking aloud. And also there is a saying from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, do not make your houses graves, and do not make my grave a place of festivity, but invoke blessing on me, for your blessing reach me whenever you may be, wherever you may be. So again, a reference from hadith and a reference from the Quran itself. So please be respectful when you go to Roza Rasul. Maybe people are pushing you, be respectful, be patient, be polite, and if you are excited, show your excitement with reading the salam on the Holy Prophet, salam on Hazrat Abu Bakr raziyallahu ta'ala anhu, sorry, and Hazrat Umar raziyallahu ta'ala anhu. Instead, that you make loud noises, get too much excited, and start shouting at people. So please be respectful over there, and know that the Holy Prophet is listening to you, and you are in the presence of one of the best, actually the best person in the whole world. The next point, talking worldly stuff. So also this is a common sense, but still I think so we all need a bit of reminder. When you are doing the tawaf, or when you are doing a Hajj and Umrah, or when you are even in Medina as well, these are very precious time and precious days you are getting a chance to spend in those holy places. Try to avoid talking about worldly stuff, talking about something which doesn't matter anywhere, rather than spend time on ibadah, saying salam, saying reading duas, reading Quran, and spend and try to focus the time. Some majority of the people, maybe this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So try to focus your efforts in the right direction for the ibadah. You don't know, this is your last umrah, your last hajj, whether you will ever be able to come back. I pray and hope, inshallah, all of us, all everyone who is listening will get multiple chances to go there, but please try to use this time productivity wise. Then the next point is do not litter. So now some of the basic ethics about etiquettes, about the basic common sense which we say. When you go on Umrah or Hajj, some places, some locations are filled up with filth. They are there. People are littering. People are throwing the plastic bottles, the wrappers of the food stuff. So please be sensible. Please try to keep those holy places clean, and if you are struggling with that, keep in your hands for a while, in your bags for a while, and once you see a dustbin, throw in that. As you can see, this is a picture from Arafat during the Hajj days. I found it on a website, and look at the waste around the people. So it is very sad to see such a thing, that we are on a holy journey and people have made the Arab land of Arafat, the Mount of Arafat, and look at the surrounding, how they look like. There are wrappers, there are plastic bottles, there are, I don't know, lots of filth around, which is honestly not that great. We should be more sensible. Keep that stuff in your bag, in your hands for a while. It won't hurt. So be responsible in that stuff. Number 10, wasting food and water. Again, a common sense thing, but sometimes we need a reminder. Don't waste food, don't waste water, and don't waste Zamzam as well. I know that if you are in Makkah and Medina, you have free access to Zamzam, whereas if we would have been in our home countries, Pakistan, UK, USA, even if we get a sip of Zamzam, we take it very um, carefully and try to utilize it and consume it, because we consider it's a blessed water. When people go to Makkah and Medina and there are coolers and unlimited quantity of Zamzam, they try to abuse it. I don't want to say that, but they stop respecting it. So respect it with water. Drink as much as you like, and it is a sunnah to drink the more Zamzam after doing the tawaf, and you have offered the nafal at Maqam Ibrahim, to drink Zamzam water as much as possible. Actually, majority of the scholars say drink even more than what you can drink if when you are doing drinking the Zamzam water. But please don't waste it. So similarly for food, don't waste it. And also for the people who have selected the Hajj package of Mina, like category B or category A or Al Kabsh VIP camp, and they are being offered a lavish buffet over there, or lavish food in their hotel, this does not give you a permit that you should start wasting. So take the food which you will eat, and maybe because it's a buffet, go again and get the food which you want and which you want to eat, but don't waste the food or the water or anything like that. Number 11, fighting with tour operators. um, Among all the stories I have discussed with all the people, everyone always say that this thing was not perfectly done by the tour operator, this is the miscommunication they did, this is what they committed and they did not do. But always there is a response from the tour operator that whether this was not in their hand, this did not go as they planned, or so the Saudi government did not do as we had paid them, or Monlim, because Monlim is again a Saudi government person, they did not do as they had committed. So there can be lots of things. Remember, there are 2 to 3 million people going there, and of course the tour operator is taking, I don't know, 100 people, 200, 300 people with them. But again, because of lots of logistic and management required, there can be lots of collapses within that, and some things might not fit as what they had committed. So please try to be patient. There is no benefit of fighting with them. If you have got, like, they promised a hotel that you will have three people sleeping in a room, and you end up in four people sleeping in a room, and there is no more rooms left, you can't do anything about that. Yes, you can complain them, lodge a complaint, but in a respectful manner, and maybe after the Hajj completion you can talk to them to refund you or whatever. But be patient, have some patience, and if there are big concerns, there is a possibility that you can lodge the complaint with your government official. Like if you're going from Pakistan, go with, there is a Pakistan government officials there, you can find their office, or there is a phone number, you can call them. From UK there will be a phone number, from India there will be a phone number, you can call them. And also there are Saudi authorities as well, you can lodge the complaint to Saudi authority as well, that this is the tour operator from Pakistan with whom I came, he committed me this thing, and this is what I got. So you, there are channels, but be patient at that time during the Hajj or Umrah. Don't spoil your time and don't get stressed out due to that. The last thing, I didn't want you to put the picture, but this is something we all need to learn honestly. Leave the washroom clean after the usage, as you would like the washroom to be clean for you. Once you go to a washroom, then please leave in the same state, because others also expect it to be clean. So be a reasonable and responsible person and try to do that. So whether it is in your hotel, because you're going to be sharing rooms with other people you don't know, so respect that. Don't leave it in a state that someone gets disgusted, whether you are in Medina or Makkah or Mina or Arafat or Muzdalifah. So any place you use the washroom, leave it in a state that the other person is happy with the condition. And being a Muslim, the best thing is alamal bin niyat, that whatever you do, the reward depends on the niyyah. And if your niyyah is that I want to comfort my brother, the next person coming in, that he will be happy, inshallah you will get reward for it. So these are the 12 points which I wanted to mention, and I hope you like the video. If you like, please do subscribe and share, and if you want to see my other videos, you can go on the top left and watch those videos as well. If you have any comment, let me know. Again, a disclaimer, this information, again, all the information I gather or points I get is best of my knowledge, and I try, and purpose is only to share the knowledge which I gain for myself and for others. And if there is something which is conflicting based on your school of thought, please forgive me, but do mention, because we all are brothers, and inshallah we all are trying to learn here. Thanks for watching. Take care. Allah Hafiz. Till next time. Assalamu alaikum.